Hey guys, have some nice new events going on. Um, One is the Sylph Enchant and the other is the Sylph Upgrade. I had been hearing about these for a little while now, and so I had stopped putting Mahra into my 5-star epic Hercules in order to be able to take advantage of this event for a while. Um, I actually have a good bit of Mahra and Sepulchrum, so about 2,600 Mahra and about 3,500 Sepulchrum. So I thought I would go ahead and do that and maybe do like a quick Toon overview before Class Wars and actually maybe even before that. I thought I would just do like a an upgrade video basically, and I'm gonna use some of these mount hooves and refine some of my mounts. I've been hoarding all of these materials, so up until this point, I haven't used any mount hooves on my mounts, which I mean, you get close to right now 1+10 mount a day, just from Dragon Invasion getting these hooves. You get about 50 or so if you get decent rolls on like 4 bosses and mediocre rolls on 5, which is about where I get with most groups. And so yeah, when we go ahead, I'm just going to start out. I've been dying to make this Herc orange, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I think I'm just going to start out with a Mahra, and I still need 11,000 EXP here, so just go ahead and advanced upgrade. Shouldn't take too long. Getting some Therions, which is nice. Awesome. So all maxed out as far as upgrades go. This is finally orange. And then there's enchanting. So that opened up a little bit on everything and a lot on endurance. So just by the looks of it, so I need a little less than 2k sepulchrum just for capping out the endurance on Hercules, and another 400 for intelligence, about 120 for armor, and then strength is a little bit irrelevant. So I'll do the advanced enchant. That's going to wipe out most of my sepulchrum. It's a 25% return, so for every 20 that I use, I get 5 back. So I think that's fantastic. I don't know if this event is going to continue to show up. It's quite generous, but it's quite late in the game. A lot of top players have already done stuff with these materials to get a lot of orange sylphs. Up until this point, the only one I had was Aegis, so I'm quite pleased about that. Alright, so I maxed out Hercules for everything. He's up to a little over 86,000 BR. In comparison, Aegis with maxed out everything is at 92k. So Aegis definitely has like an inherently higher BR, because even then, as far as like point allocation, I do put some into intelligence for Hercules, whereas which gives more BR than putting it all into endurance, and I put all of it into endurance for Aegis. So actually, Aegis is getting less BR from this. I would guess that my BRs are similar as far as when I have them on, though. 276k. Something seems off. Let's see here. So I'm up to 284k with Aegis. I feel like there's something missing in my BR. I have no idea what it is right now. Maybe I lost the title last night, but it seems a little bit low. Um, but anyway, with Herc, okay, yeah, so it's 282. I think there was a little trouble updating with it. So the gap between having Hercules and Aegis on has closed quite a bit. I'm around like 350 something k HP with Aegis, and now at 332 with Herc. So it's only about a 20k difference, which is nice. I'll feel less of an HP imbalance when I have to switch between selves. So then I still have a lot of materials, and I can also collect on um, collect on what I've used from this event. I think I'm going to skip that portion for this one just because I do a lot of other videos where I pretty much just fast forward through a bunch of um, collections. What I will do though is I will commit to finally upgrading Sucky Sylph for you. He'll probably get a name change as well because I think Sucky Sylph for you is not an appropriate name for a purple pan. Um, let's go ahead and upgrade him. I do want to make a Medusa. That's what I plan as my uh, next orange Sylph. Even though that much Mahra is not kind of on my radar. I know Apollo is incredibly strong and great for group stuff, but I'm trying to think a little bit ahead to when in the Chinese version there we do get our sylphs as our troops instead, at least once you awaken, and so I'm thinking I want Pan as a support sylph to be able to deal more damage. Um, so I think Aegis, Medusa, and Hercules will be a good combination there. So let's go ahead and upgrade poor Pan. He's green already. Should be very quick to the beginning ones. All right, so purple Pan now. So actually, I am able to refine him if I really wanted to. I did put out a vote to let all the fans choose which my next refinement is. So that's actually going to be Apollo once I get enough of these what are they called? Divinity shards, I think. Yeah, divinity shards. So I'm short 200, not 200, 170 of the divinity shards to be able to do a light upgrade. So I'll wait on that. I'm not in a huge rush to be able to make any of these sylphs. The only rush here is to take advantage of this event, but I'm feeling a little bit um, non-committal as far as this event goes right now. I don't like jumping into using Sylph materials very much, especially Mahra and Sepulchrum. So I'm going to think that out. But at least for the video, I have all purple or orange Sylphs now, and I have Hercules maxed out, which is very very exciting for me. And so next, what I thought I would do is is finally use some of these mount hosts. I know eventually. I have no idea when it's going to be. I know eventually they will do an event with these mount hosts. Um, they uh, they they're too expensive to rare, but also something that people can hoard up and try to take advantage. It's the perfect currency for them to do something with an event. Um, so I know that's going to happen at some point, but I have no idea when it's going to at what point that's going to be. I'm guessing bare minimum a two month wait, if not a lot more, because they want more people to become level 80, build up some of these currencies, and want to be competing with each other to get more. And so they wanted to probably want to get it to the point where people want to cash a lot of these in order to to do the event. So I don't know. The only saving grace here, which I did, my default position is to hoard, um, but uh, and I don't really mind having people get ahead of me in class wars. Um, I mean, class wars rewards are not a big enough deal at this point where I'm really going to cry over losing them. I know everybody's rooting. A lot of people are rooting for me anyway, and I really really appreciate that. At the same time, like if I am within reach of it, of course I will really really try for it. Um, a lot of people are catching up to me in BR. Um, King Minion actually got a little bit ahead of me. Gruntar got a solid chunk of BR ahead of me, and so Lara, Ann, and Robbie have always had quite a bit more, particularly Robbie. So that's going to be problematic, regardless of really what I do. But at least one part of that is probably that they're using some of these Malhos. Um, so I thought for prelim, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna test the waters. I did take a loss to Nicholas, who has less BR than myself, which is just a token to how irrelevant BR is. You know, you've probably seen me beat people who have had more BR than myself, but it's also perfectly possible for me to also lose to people who have less than I do. So you really um, can't let your guard down and have to play diligently every time. It's been a little bit of adjustment with the runes right now, so I was still getting a feel for that in prelims, but I at least have a better idea of what's going on now. So we'll see how that goes. Um, and so yeah, let's refine some mounts. So take a peek. I guess we can just start out with maybe it seems like kind of diligent to start out with the simplest of the mounts. So I don't totally know how this works. There's a chance for a Therion, which just refines the entire thing. And so to me, logically, it makes more sense to be able to just do one refinement at a time instead of doing the one-click refine, which does 10 hooves, because you want chances at the Therions. Not totally sure on that one, but we'll see. So I'll go through a few of these and let's do a fast forward of this. Maybe a slow fast forward so you can still see all the numbers and such. Okay, so basically what I've learned in the past 7 mounts is that the Therion is very, very low chance um, to jump ahead. I did get to be jump and not have to use quite as many hooves on the Phantom Steed, but otherwise each one of these is about 50 refinements. I have one refinement in the Azure Dragon already because the 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 beginning there's a beginning quest that allows you to do one free one, so I think that's where I used it there. So let's just jump ahead because I feel like the rates are really pretty terrible here. So basically, each time you get you're gonna have to do 50 with some very, very rare occasions, and then one more in order to push it to the next the next star or refinement. So so yeah. So I mean that wasn't a ton of materials. It's that was under 400 of these the mount hooves, and I got the equivalent of a plus 80 mount. Each one of these stars increases plus 10, which is really kind of an amazing amount of BR. I'm already getting a good chunk. Um, so so yeah, so that's that. I have about okay, so 1300 or so left. I can do a few more, which I probably will, but I don't want to go too crazy. I am very like pack rat minded, and so every time that I use these materials, it's things I'm taking away from an event that I'm sure will come. The only new currency where where I just blatantly just go ahead and push it in are the dragon essences. These look like really just like unappealing. Um, materials for a good event. If there is an event, I think it'll be a very, very small one with poor rewards just because dragon essences are so abundant and so cheap, and it just doesn't look like one of the currencies that I think they'll do an event for. From what I heard, they haven't done an event in China, and that doesn't mean that they wouldn't do one here, but it just doesn't totally add up for me as far as how I see things. So yeah, I'll probably do some more stuff with these materials later, but I think it's nice we got a little bit of taste of the upgrades for the Sylphs and some of the mount refinement. It does get really pretty pricey for these refinements. The first ones are very low commitment. It's only um, like 51 of these hooves at most, but it quickly goes up. So the next one is 100, and I assume the one after that is either 150 or 200. So by the time you're talking about getting 5 stars on some of these mounts, it's definitely not gonna be easy, but it's definitely better to get one star on everything and then start aiming for 2 stars. It's much cheaper that way. Um, so yeah, basic Toon overview. So my BR right now with Herc is about 240. Sorry, well, I don't know. I'm talking about 240, 284, and let's see with Aegis, or it's not going to be named Eve, is almost 287. So that's BR. I have full 80 gear these days. I'm at the Dragon Rider title right now. I'm a little bit sad because at least on the Kabam side, I know it was only happening with US West servers for the most part. Um, but Kabam got hit really bad. I know some of my Wartune.com friends were still able to get into some of the BGs, but we were wiped out for a solid 3 days without being able to do Battleground. So I'm a day short of being able to get the next medallion before Class Wars. So that's another fantastic disadvantage for me. Um, Clothing, just one level 7 robe, and everything else is at level 6. Let's see here. We might as well go down the tabs. Let's see here. Equipment. Anything else here? Clothing identification here. Been a lot of clothing, and they're much more generous with with the fashion course lately. So I've been able to do pretty well there. Um, Fate has been maxed out for a while. So just waiting on something new there, basically. I have a ton of Fate Stones. Um, Max Soul Engraving I've also had for a while, which has helped me so much with getting Mount Whips and Gem Packs and all of that. And and then cards are kind of irrelevant. The best card bonus out of this bunch is is definitely the battleground one. I do have all 4 of the battleground cards, so that allows me to gain honor faster in there. So I don't need as many kills to get the max 3,000, which is nice. With resistances, I have very strong resistances for the most part. Uh, Less heavy on light, but a lot of dark and uh, and electro resistances, and then all level 5 will crystals. I've heard that some people already have level 6s of these. One of these I got from Magic Pot, and the other ones I think I got at least some of it from cashing some of the will crystals the first time they did a sale on them. But I didn't do the most recent sale just because I think this is plenty, and I don't want to mess with will crystals for a while now. Dragon Soul is at well, this level 5, is it to these 5 levels, or is it does it have to do with my stage level? These are it says levels 8, but it should really say stage 8. It says class levels include 8 stages, 10 levels for each stage, um, and uh, and so I'm at Sacred Dragon Warlock right now, and I'm a level 7 Sacred Dragon Warlock. So I thought this level 6 might have something to do um, with how far your Dragon Soul can go, but maybe that's just totally irrelevant. Anyway, just plugging along there. It's not a huge rush with Dragon Soul stuff. Um, oh, they've fixed this, but uh, typo, which is I used to say plus 1,000% physical attack and magical attack, but it really I figured as much since these were all base stat increases. And the next one is 5,000 HP, which is nice. Do not know what these two are. Um, if I had to guess, actually I have no idea. They cover pretty much all of them. Block, defense, crit, block, penetration. Huh? No kidding. Okay. Well, don't know what the next one is. No educated guess. Um, so what other tabs have I not covered? We manage, so honor, yeah. So I have Dragon Rider right now, and the Sacred Dragon Warlock. Okay, so I guess we can go down the tabs. So Sylphs we've been over mostly. Aegis is my main PvP Sylph, and Hercules is my main PvE one. The exceptions there are I really prefer Aegis when I have to tank some of those level 80 Wilds bosses, and I do like Herc a lot versus knights and archers in PvP, but Aegis holds up very well against mages and against archers. It's rather problematic for me against some knights, but that's another story that I still need to navigate that issue a little bit. Astrals, I think a lot of people have seen I gave up my Def Astrals for the most part. This PDF Astral is actually just a feeder for my next upgrade. Um, and so I don't carry defensive astrals right now unless I'm doing something PvE where I think I might need this MDef. Um, um, I kind of think of this method of having a regeneration, deflection, um, enhanced guardian angel, and an illusion. Um, it's kind of just like having a slew of ways to win a fight by luck. But if you have enough of them, a lot of them, proc eventually, and so it goes over pretty well. I like it a lot. Um, the astrals now, the advanced ones have astral effects now. I think once I'm at level 6 or the sixth stage for class advancement, and I think each stage you gain one of these astral effects. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So I have 6 of them so far, and uh, why is it over the Pisces, right? Why can't I get... Okay. So this one has a 3% effect, and so my crit base damage is increased by 53% instead of 50%, and I think the rest of them are 2%, and the one on my RGB is also 3%. So it's a nice little boost. It's really expensive, but I really like using them. You get a lot of gold in the game, and I find clicking astrals absolutely tedious. So in it's less efficient. I should definitely try and get more astral EXP and upgrade these. But at the same time, it's really convenient just to dump a bunch of gold into the astral effects, so I end up doing that a lot. I will do a separate video on the skills. I want to make sure that has its own title and everything, and that I go into enough detail and test them all out. But we can take a quick peek at my skills. I do not go with the Rage Master passive in either of my sets, even the healing one. I don't like this passive at all. I think it's completely pointless. But I do have a healing set which has Anthem, which I barely ever use, and this Mana Shield, which I also barely ever use. But it's okay. I got to max out my Thunder on my heal spec, which is nice. And so I mean that's about it. It's not as exciting as I know everybody wants it to be, but we'll test out all of these things in front of you guys. And then the DPS one is slightly more interesting because I think Ice Bolt is pretty decent skill. It's not fantastic, but it's relatively cheap. It's 30 rage, and it's very very quick. It's I would say almost as quick as an archer's armor pierce, which is fantastic. So very happy for that. But I mean it has a longer cooldown than something like armor piercer, which is it's at 10 seconds. The Stealthic also kind of just silly. I've used this in wild a little bit. Just use a rage rune and then bomb something. But again, just fooling around with it. Um, Otherwise, I mean, I think it's very important that everybody max out this HP passive. It's 10% of your max HP. It's really fantastic. Um, so yeah, those are skills. Troops, I mean, that's kind of boring. And my guild, we can take a quick peek at what I keep in my vault. Um, these Eternal Hearts are just a pain in the butt to get. I have bought some of these pots and scrolls. I didn't use them in prelims. I think that's totally silly. Um, but I have bought some of them. I don't know if I'm going to buy more or if I'm actually going to bother using them in Class Wars Finals. Again, Class Wars Finals does not give the kind of rewards that warrant using so many resources, so I'm a little bit iffy there. I have a bunch of these legendary treasure maps just because usually when a cashier event comes, I'll buy up orange maps so that I can use them later. Um, you shouldn't use 5 orange maps for every group that you go with, even if you cache a lot. You should spread it out a little bit. It's almost worth. I've done the math. It's almost better to just direct cache resistance crystals um, than it is to buy 5 orange maps for yourself every day. So don't think that that's necessarily a better deal. If you spread out the cost, it becomes it becomes much better of a deal. But if you do all 5 every day, it's not great. Um, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I haven't covered. There are my bonuses. Guild bonus is kind of irrelevant. Almost everybody has full guild skills at my BR and level and just overall playing time. Technologies. That's a blessing wheel. So there are the title bonuses. So quite a bit of those. My HP one drop because I missed my fishing title last week, and I'm probably gonna miss it this week too. But usually I'm better about fishing than uh than than I am right now. But actually my favorite ones from here are the crit and block ones, just because crit and block are hard to get as far as stats go. You really have to like push your gems and things, so it's nice to be able to get them from titles. Um, and then I have Self Overload bonus right now, which a lot of people ask about this one. They're whenever they see my stuff. So that's what it is. It's for having the #1 Sylph team. Right now, I really doubt anybody can beat my team, especially now that I've maxed out Hercules. And this is taking a really long time. So maybe I'll just stop there, since the loading is lagging so bad for some reason. Um, okay, we're doing all right. So Grimmith is catching up to me. He's a guildie of mine, so I shouldn't be too mean, but I will try and keep him in second because I do like that bonus. Um, so yeah, I think that's most of it. If I missed something, let me know if you want to see it, and I'll try and do it in another video. But thanks for watching, you guys. Probably went a little bit long, but hope you guys got a little bit of a Toon overview and got to see some of the upgrades. So take care, everyone.